Car 6, position 2. Car 9, position 3. Car 2, position 4. Car 1, position 5. Car 4, position 6. Car 8, position 7. Car 7, position 8. Car 3, position 9.
That's now. Okay, sorry about that, folks. I believe we are live and starting to come back online. Something happened to the stream there. We do apologize for that. But as a special extra bonus for you, we do have Mr. Nick Brown, Nicola Maroney, chatting with us. So, James, I will leave it with you to just sort of cover again what you guys were just chatting about. So, I'll leave it with you.
Okay, thank you, Frank. So yeah, apologies for that, losing a little bit of the stream, but we're building towards the top end of qualifying. So Nicola, you've been sort of sacrificing your weekend a little bit in the name of doing a bit of development for Alex and helping Alex out.
Yeah. But I only race this class. I race one time per year, and I only race for this. So
Okay.
I only race to help Alex to find the best solution with the tires and the car. So normally first day we focus on tires, and then second day we focus on the car. And it was good because in my last qualify that we did one small change on the car. Alex after 3 minutes stopped my car and we changed one thing. We put on his car and he did the TQ run. So was good for us. And this is what I have to do. So I have to try to help my drivers to be on top.
So what kind of thing have you found works? You've been on the Hagberg edition or the red dot tires?
Yeah. We started with the Hagberg edition red dot. Then we try to mix and to find the best solution. For this race, we also have a softer rim just to test. And to be honest, was good, especially in very low grip condition. But at the moment we are using our standard Hagberg edition that works very good, and we won like 8-9 European Championship already with the tires, so works good also here. And but about soft rim, I think that I want to improve this thing and maybe put on the market as a new rim, so we will have maybe both rims, standard and flex one, and we will see. I think it's a good combo for a medium low grip.
Yes, I mean the wheel is quite hard, and although it carries a lot of corner speed, it can be you can sort of push through the tyre quite easily, can't you? With the really hard wheel, it can make the tyre slide.
Yeah, normally in 12 scale, I think the rim is very good because wheels are very foam is almost nothing on the rim. So the rim is very important, and from what we tested with soft rim, is really good for the rear traction. So it's just you have to find a compromise of a balance, okay, on the setup. But I think that for our tire line can be very good to have.
Yeah, because you haven't got as many tyres as some of the other tyre manufacturers, but that kind of makes it easier in a way, doesn't it? You haven't got this huge range of,
I know
like natural compounds, synthetic compounds.
I don't want to have this.
Yeah.
I don't like to have these. I think that people that buy the tires need to
keep it simple.
Yeah, keep simple, right.
Yeah.
You have to keep simple. And if I can make like 20 different compounds, but it's no point. It's not my goal. So if I make more compounds, for sure I sell more and they make more money. But it's not my goal, because in the end, after maybe 5, 6, 7 years, if everyone make like this, we have less people because they spend a lot more money. So this is not my goal. My goal is to have more people on the track and more people that enjoy racing.
Yeah, and the tyres have got proven performance, work very well. And obviously lens bodies as well, event sponsor for us. So you got drivers running the Ponente body shell?
Yeah, we have a good amount of drivers that are using our bodies. And also in the last, I think 2 or 3 runs, also Michael Orlowski used it. And Alexander, of course, he is using. And also Jan Rateski in stock class. So at the moment we have I think in modified 2 or 3 in top 5 with our bodies and stock class 2 drivers. So far so good.
Because, I mean, the style of body shell, it's sort of one of the... There's kind of two almost styles of 12 scale body shell. There's the sort of quite long and low downforce, low drag bodies. And then there's the sort of short, pointy bodies. And your body's more one of the first type, the sort of long, low.
Yes, right.
A little bit faster in straight line, rotates a little bit more freely in like the exit of the corner, but not as pointy.
Yes, the initial steering is less than compared to other bodies, but the rotation is very good, and also the rear traction.
Yes.
So the rear traction is very good. Yeah, I think you have to find a compromise.
Yeah.
So you cannot have a steering and rear grip traction is very difficult to find this balance.
It's quite noticeable this weekend. No one looks fast for 8 minutes. They're fast at the start or they're fast at the end.
Yes.
But no one has really nailed a car that's super quick for 8 minutes.
This is what we are trying to do, me and Alex, is why I test a lot on the car, because Alex want to try to find a way to be fast from the beginning to the end. So it's for this reason that I'm testing a lot of things. And I think I'm also going to test also for the last one. I'm not sure because Alex decided, not me. So
you just get told.
Yeah,
I know that feeling. It's,
right.
you get sent out as the.
Okay, Nico, we have to do this, and this. Okay.
Okay, that's what you do. And I mean, do you feel the pressure in that as well, though? That you know, your feedback can directly affect what Alex or how Alex is.
I not feel a lot of pressure because we trust each other, me and Alex. We know very well from many years, and so I don't feel, to be honest, I'm a lot of pressure on this. Also because I think that I am more good driver in to testing the things than to win a race.
Yes.
So I'm way more testing driver. So I know that if I feel something and I'm sure of what I feel, I know that what I'm saying to Alex is the true and is good also for him.
No, that's all good. I think we're just building towards the top end of qualifying now. And who do you think's looking pretty good? I mean, we've got in qualifying, we've got different. Who have we got? Michael Olowski with 2 round wins. Ollie Payne's had a round win.
Ollie Payne 2 rounds win?
No, Ollie's got one.
Only one. Mark 1, Alex 1,
yeah.
Orlowski 2. Okay, we've seen the last one.
We do. Orlowski's currently got the fastest time from Mark. They're the only ones that have done 47 lap runs, I think. So looking quite good for Michael, but yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really difficult. Everyone are very close. So, yeah, for sure the best win. So these are the races, and for sure the best one will win.
Okay, well, thank you for having a chat with us. We're just watching now the penultimate heat of stock circulating around the track. So hopefully catch up with you a little bit later on, Nicola, as well.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
That's been flashing all weekend.
Top heat or penultimate heat of Spec running. Out on track at the moment. It's good to have a quick catch up with Nicola. Stefan Schultz leading this one. Stefan looking to lock himself into the A final. He's coming down the main straight. He's running that sort of weird cerise pink body shell.
A what?
Cerise pink.
What is that?
It's a kind of pink. It's a pinky reddy, like rose pink. It's not. It's an odd colour. It's just It's I don't know. Trying to find ways to describe it, but Stefan leading this one away. Niels de Gruyser running in second position. Marcus Andreasen running in third. Marcus Andreasen is running in third. Michael Bolt in fourth position in the heat. What have we got? 4 minutes in. Stefan Schultz leading this one pretty comfortably from Niels de Gruyter. Stefan predicting a time about a lap quicker, a 43.801. So he has just gone past Andreas Bryn. Andreas running in fourth position in the heat currently. So good to have a chat with Nicola Moroni, or as the literal translation of his name, Nick Brown. Stefan Schultz down the main straight one more time though. A little bit leery, a little bit wide through that chicane. Coming in towards the top end of Spec qualifying. Ollie Payne with 3 TQs, Simon Lauter with 1. Looking at the overalls at the moment. Morgan Williams will be looking to move himself forward. He's currently sitting in 11th place overall, so he'll be wanting a score. Still, a B final at the Euros would be an improvement on the C final with Minis that he made at the Basildon Club meeting a few weeks ago. Stefan Schultz leading this one though. We'll see Morgan on track next out, which is down to an Ollie Payne versus Simon Lauter for TQ. Effectively, Ollie just needs to stop Simon from winning. Simon with 2 rounds, but has the faster time, and we think the pace has gone out of the track. Ollie with 3 round wins. So Ollie is definitely on the front row of the grid. Stefan Schultz will be wanting to join them. Stefan is 7th currently overall at the minute, 16 points, so he should be fairly locked in. He's got a 5, a 5 and a 6 already. So probably unlikely to beat that one maybe. We'll have a closer look after this one, see where everybody is going to drop in. Just over 1 minute left. Stefan Schultz leading from Niels de Gruyter. Who else have we got in this heat? We've got Michael Bolt is currently 9th overall in this heat. Michael with a 7, a 7 and a 9. We've got Marcus Andreasen with a 7, a 7 and a 9 also. Morgan is with an 8, an 8 and a 10. So Morgan's going to need some kind of run. We've also got Finley Whitelock. What's Finley got? Finley's got a 4, a 10 and a 20 counting. So he's going to be a danger man next time out. I think there's going to be some very quick, sort of disappointed guys at the front end of the B final. So some potential for a few of these guys to drop out. And was that a barrier tap from Stefan Schultz? I think it was, with 15 seconds left as he came out onto the main straight. Keeps him in the lead, but it's going to slow down his time. What was his time? A 12.123 that time around. Stefan has made it through onto that extra lap, 43.804. Down to an 11.7, lost around a second. Okay, top heat. So the last of the Spec action for qualifying. This is going to be everybody's opportunity to put their car into the A final. Stefan Schultz has done everything he can do. So we already know Ollie Payne is definitely on the front row of the grid with his 3 zeros. Simon Lauter could be the only person who can deny him TQ. Ollie will be off first, followed by Simon. Effectively, unless Simon wins this, Ollie is on pole position. If Simon takes this, he will take it. He already has a faster time than Ollie. So pretty simple in terms of what they need to do. So just drivers just shaking themselves out on the rostrum. Forming up on the line. Ollie Payne pulls to the front. So Ollie Payne going to lead away from Simon Lauter. We'll focus on these two. This is going to be the battle for TQ. So we're running with Ollie Payne out in front. We have seen over the course of the weekend, Ollie a little bit quicker at the start. Simon Lauter a little bit quicker later on during the run. See Simon appears to be back on hot race tyres. He was on black wheels earlier, back to the white wheels, as Nicola was saying earlier. It's a definite indication of what tyre someone's running. A little bobble over the curb there for Simon Lauter. But Simon still in front at the moment as Ollie closes in on the car of Finlay Whitlock. Ollie heading towards the back of Finlay's car as they come out onto the main straight, down the main straight. We're running with Ollie. Simon operating inside the split at the moment. Super, super close, about 1.5 tenths between them. Ollie just manages to find his way past Finlay in the chicane. Simon just rolling his car round. Less than a tenth behind. Simon now past Finlay as well. Looks like way less than a second between them. Simon getting all sorts of crossed up off the end of the straight. Who are they coming up to next? Looks like Christian Donath will be the next car that Ollie catches and passes. Has to take a bit of a tight line off the end of the main straight. Christian gets out of the way of Simon. Simon Lauter leading this one now by about 1/4 tenth. And Simon makes a small mistake. Christian backs out of it. So ebbing and flowing out in front. That's Ollie Payne's car in shot. Just out the back of shot we have Simon Lauter. Ollie back to the front that time round from Simon Lauter. 1.5 tenths between them. This is all to play for. Simon looking like he has maybe a stronger car at the end of the run. Ollie Payne we're running with at the moment, doing everything he needs to take the TQ. He just needs to beat Simon. He knows stop Simon winning the round and he is on TQ, but Simon looks like he is way less than a second behind now as they cross the line. As it updates, Simon Lauter is indeed leading by about 2 tenths of a second as they come out onto the main straight past the car of Morgan Williams. So Ollie has successfully negotiated Morgan. Simon has successfully negotiated him. We're running with the car of Simon Lauter on screen at the moment as he tries to chase down the car of Ollie Payne just out the front of shot. Simon Lauter leading this one now by 4 tenths of a second. Remember, if Simon takes this, he will match Ollie on 3 zeros, and Simon cuts inside Ollie, so Simon most definitely in front now. This isn't just on the split as they go down the main straight. Simon, super sideways, and that was super unfortunate there for Simon. He just got a little bit sideways after he passed Ollie. I think that could possibly be it. I mean, Ollie backed out of it. He did what he could to stay out the way there. I don't think materially it's going to affect too much because Simon already had the quicker time, but Ollie has now got a fairly huge lead. It could have an effect on stuff elsewhere in the field. What is it? It's now like 3.1 seconds that Ollie is leading this one by. So we're with the car of Ollie off the end of the main straight. Ollie still leading this one, looking like he will TQ. Simon had done the hard work. He'd caught up to him. Just a small mistake in the chicane. I mean, he'll feel quite... Simon will... he'll feel quite emboldened by that, I think, if we go into the finals in that position, because he had just managed to hang with Ollie for the first time at the start of the run. It's going to take some kind of epic drive from Simon now to close down that gap. Let's have a look at hot laps. Ollie Payne at 10.695, 10.694 for Simon Lauter. So pretty much matched identically on fastest laps. It was a 10.936 last time from Simon and 11.060 from Ollie Payne. Just looking with these two, focusing on the front of the field. Ollie Payne down the main straight. He's in front of Christian Donath. Next car that Ollie will be catching will be the car of his teammate Morgan Williams. Morgan currently running in 9th position in this heat. Simon Lauter, who we're running with at the moment on stream, is currently following Mark Stiles round. As they come down the main straight, Mark opens up in the chicane. Simon dives through on him. Christian Donath coming up next for Simon. And Morgan very nicely pulls out of the way of everybody. Simon Lauter's car actually on the stream looks pretty similar to the car of Ollie Payne. It's a little bit of a darker coloured centre than Ollie's car. Ollie's car a slightly brighter red, but fires his car. And in fact, Simon is charging towards the back of Ollie Payne. He's taken a huge amount of time out of him. Ollie an 11.0, a 10.8 for Simon last time. Is this actually on? I think it could well be, you know. This looks like it might well be down under a second. As Simon does move back to the front now. So Simon Lauter, having looked like he'd lost it, he was like 3 seconds back. But Simon has just let rip with some unbelievable laps to close in on the back of Ollie Payne. So Simon could be set to TQ. He's just driven all the way back up to the rear of Ollie's car. And they're together as they come down the main straight. 1 minute left to go. Simon's doing everything he needs to. If Simon takes this, Simon will be TQ man. And he's crawling all over the back of Ollie's car. Ollie opens up and lets Simon go. Ollie looks like he is struggling a little bit. So an amazing comeback there from Simon Lauter. Simon leads down the main straight with 20 seconds left. Ollie behind him. He knows he's in front of him. But I think we might be looking at Simon Lauter about to TQ. And that would be pretty amazing. This is his 4th ever 1/12 scale meeting. Car looks good down the main straight. Time's about to expire. Time's up as they've crossed the line. Simon Lauter, I believe, has just TQ'd the Euros. A little bit of a fist pump there from Simon. And Ollie goes up, shakes his hand. Bit of a hug between them on the rostrum. Shake of the hand from Max. Simon, I believe, has just TQ'd. We're just waiting for the update on that. but pretty certain that we have just seen Simon Lauter TQ. Just waiting for the update, see who has made what position. But Simon with what I believe will be a third 0. 44.806. Doesn't quite get to the time that they managed earlier. Still waiting for the times to update. Simon just explaining, man, my car was fast. Just waiting for the update. We'll have a look and see who has made the main as well. So just going for the update, see who has made it. We'll give you an update as to the top 10. I'm pretty certain Simon is going to be our pole position man. And there we go. It has just updated. So indeed, Simon Lauter is TQ from Ollie Payne. Jan Rathajski will be starting third for the A main from Max Mackler. Lewis Parker will be starting in 5th position. Christian Donath, Stefan Schultz, Mark Stiles, Michael Bolt, and Marcus Andreasen ruins the Britain v Germany battle by being the interloper, the Swede, that makes it into the top 10. Finley Whitelock, unlucky, super unlucky in 11th. BQ man, Morgan Williams will start 12th. Niels de Greiser in 13th position. But Simon Lauter then, TQ man for the Spec class. The LC Racing class just about to go on, so we'll drop off the mic briefly whilst these go round and lock off the camera. And we'll try and catch up with Simon in a few minutes just to see how that run came together for him.
Minutes to drive. Positioning after 2 minutes. Car 4 position 1. Car 5 position 2. Car 8 position 3. Car 1 position 4. Car 7 position 5. Car 3 position 6. Car 6 position 7. Adriano, destra per One minute to drive. Positioning after 4 minutes. Car 4 position 1. Car 5 position 2. Car 1 position 3. Car 8 position 4. Car 7 position 5. Car 3 position 6. Car 6 position 7.
Okay. They're getting ready for what? He's even more.
Piano.
We need to speak to him about the stock.
Stop 7. Stop 4. Stop 8. Cada la volta la gente rientrare. Stop 1.
Ok, piloti, rientrare.
Stop 6.
Good job, man. Good job. That was when Ollie, I thought that was gone. You were 3 seconds back. And you just, all of a sudden, but you just...
Yeah, we can talk about it.
Yeah. So, for this one, I understand.
Yeah, we're recording this, so this is going to be like the press conference.
Please go.
So,
Sufficiently out of shot.
yeah, hang on. You make sure that's on. Fix the mic. It is, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Here is, it's fine, it's fine. Okay, hang on. I have to... Okay, it's gone.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, I'm super happy. This is just incredible how good everything.
Ok ragazzi,
I mean, didn't pay those things. It was quite an intense day with mixed
un minuto al via.
Marshall, 1 minute to start. Start order check is standby. Lucy Flora Pietro.
Forza ragazzi.
Naveri Alessio. Milo Noyes. Mascalino Luca. Naveri Marco.
Mettete in moto le macchine 40 secondi al via, io parto,
Margeri Antonio.
Tight layout like this and straight because he let me buy it. Just straight opens and and I did not hit the line perfect.
Giro e poi via
30 seconds to start. Start order car 1. Car 2. Car 3. Car 4. Then car 8.
Giro e poi
Car 5.
terminato.
Car Car 6. Car 7. Car 9.
Che fermatevi sul rettilineo. Ho detto guida più allineato, italiano. Cosa fa la macchina quando lo senso? Cioè, fatemi capire.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
1, 2, 3, number 4, 8, 5, 6, 7, 9. Ghiaccio!
We'll just keep it like that for all the others. Yeah. I've written down the top three. I know what it is.
Yeah, I'm okay. I've got a coach in the way, yeah.
Marcia!
Minutes to drive. Positioning after 2 minutes. Car 3 position 1. Car 2 position 2. Car 8 position 3. Car 4 position 4. Car 6 position 5. Car 7 position 6. Car 5 position 7. Car 9 position 8.
Luigi che siamo vicini. Grazie Lino. Seguiamo una calma. Seguiamo. Fai passare. Marcia. Attenzione, ok. Mister.
Minute to drive. Positioning after 4 minutes. Car 2 position 1. Car 3 position 2. Car 8 position 3. Car 5 position 4. Car 7 position 5. Car 9 position 6. Car 6, position 7. Car 4, position 8. Stop 2.
Stop Lucifora, stop Tonis, Titullo, Muscolino, Molarria, Alessio, stop Moggeri, e arriva anche da Leonardo, fermatevi ragazzi, Lucifora puoi venire. Rientrare, forza!
So if you see these people in the chat, there are heroes who are literally paying £5 a month, or $5, whatever. But that's one of our heroes.
The green one, yeah.
Well, with the logo, with that thing, it's a tiny little RCTV logo.
Okay.
Oops. But yeah, so we make a special thing about it, big deal about them saying hi and all that.
Heat 2 of the LC class complete. So just getting set now for the last 3 runs of the day. Jonathan Wolf, one of the RC heroes, RCTV heroes, says hi all. So hello Jonathan, thank you for your support.
We love you, Jonathan.
And again, thank you to our event sponsors here for the EFRA 112th European Championships for 2024. Event sponsors are ToniSport, Schumacher, Lens Bodies, Zen Racing, RCXX Shop, Montec, and Hobbywing. Getting drivers, including Mr. Lens Bodies himself, Nicola Moroni. Had a bit of a chat with him earlier on the stream, talking about development that's going on and the fact that he's trying stuff out for Alex Hagberg. Alex sort of making changes to his car based on what Nicola is finding out on the circuit.
Yeah, speaking of Alex, actually, I waited to bring this up, but if you guys have been following us during the day, obviously this is our 3rd live stream of the day. We've had some issues, as we sometimes do in these remote things that we're doing. It's all live, so you know it's trying to keep up with the conditions. But we did actually speak with Alex Hagberg. We had a nice little chat. Unfortunately, that was while we were off air, and we didn't realize it. So, James, if you can rack your brain and try to sum up what Alex and you discussed.
Okay, so basically it was Alex saying he wasn't expecting, with 30 seconds left to go, he wasn't expecting to TQ. Effectively, Ollie Payne had a bit of a coming together with Marcus Mobers. Marcus got a little bit crossed up in the chicane in front of Ollie. Ollie ended up getting tagged, turned around and into the barrier. So that's unfortunate for Ollie because that would have given him 2 TQs. But as it stands, in this going into this last round of qualifying, we've now got Michael Orlowski with 2 TQs. We've got Ollie Payne with 1 TQ, Alex Hagberg with a TQ, and Mark Reinhard with a TQ. Also got Jan Rathajski somewhere in there, but effectively Mark Reinhard is the other driver. So any one of those 4 could TQ after this one. It's less likely. No, Mark Reinhard can't actually because he's got a 0, a 6 and a 6. So even with another 0, he's going to be counting 6 points. But any one of Hagberg, Payne and Orlowski could take it. So we'll be all fingers and thumbs on that one. Chris Hardesty asking any Haribos. No, Chris, we're not fueled by Haribos this weekend.
We have espresso.
We have espresso. That is just plain espresso, not espresso martini.
Yeah, that's for later.
Yeah, although we're leaving the shaken bit to the cars going down the main straight. They're shaken, and it's stirred some of the drivers into action. But
yeah, there's no Panama hats this weekend, so it's purely because Chris, you're not here.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris, normally a fan of the RCTV Haribos that make their way to the track, to the circuit. What have we got out here on track at the moment? We've got Lucas Larson leading. Lucas is the, I think he's the darker blue coloured car. Yeah, he is. This is our lead car. You can see the car just hopping, skipping around as he comes out onto the main straight over those bumps. The steering servo kind of acting in an advisory capacity as he heads down the main straight. Hopping and diving, weaving around. Five minutes remaining. Lucas Larson looking to pump himself up into the B final. Marco Miguni running in second. Marco Mazzini in third. Marcello Galli, Alessandro Bianchi, Nicola Moroni and Mario Neri. Stuart Cartwright not running. He elected to drop out of the modified class. Was going pretty well in Spec. Where did Stuart end up? Stuart ended up 19th, so B final for Stuart Cartwright. We've got a few standout positions overall.
Nicola getting another tire change from Alex.
Yep, so Alex looking to experiment with a few things going on. Standout result for Freddie Parker as well, actually. Freddie Parker ended up 34th in Spec.
I hope we got that launch from Nicola on camera. I'm sure we did.
Yeah, I think we that was
taller than Alex.
Yeah. So I think with these things, you don't realise, oh, there we go. Oh, there's a launch out onto the main straight. He's just going to loiter around. There we go. Hope sidle off. Yeah. No one saw that. No, it's a sensible thing to do. If you land back on your wheels, provided you don't gain any time, then it saves having to bring a marshal on the track. Chris Hardesty saying he's all good, but he's missing being trackside, and it's usually a fedora on his head.
I always pegged him as a linen shirt and Panama hat man, but yeah, I suppose that fedora would be the correct term.
So yes, Chris Hardesty not here this weekend, normally in attendance at Euros as one of the EFRA officials, but ably deputised by Chris Baltink. Lucas Larson still leading this one. Pretty comfortably out in front.
So just as a reminder for those of you who are going to be watching our finals action tomorrow, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon so that your devices get a little notification just to let you know. You can always, turn it off if it's a class that you're not interested in that we're doing next or something like that. But basically that little bell icon basically has the app on your phone or tablet or whatever. Just ring up and say, hey, RC Racing TV is live, and here's a, hopefully it's something that you'll want to be watching.
Phoenix Favoretto saying, man, this is actually always nice.
Thank you very much, Phoenix.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Good to see you, just as we're building towards last couple of runs of the day. End of qualifying. Everybody will be going home after this sort of... there'll be some coulda, woulda, shoulda stories, I think. But Alex Hagberg just placing Nicola's car back on circuit and having a bit of a watch of that.
Yeah, they have a good old chat when he picks it up.
They do. So Nicola, as he was explaining earlier, kind of giving up his weekend a little bit to help Alex in terms of product development. He was talking about they're trying different, basically different stiffness wheel rims. So same tyre that they're running, but softer wheel. Saying that it gave them a little bit more forward traction, but maybe struggling to carry quite so much corner speed. So as always with 1/12 scale, it's a bit of a compromise. Haven't necessarily seen anybody look fast over an entire 8 minutes yet. What we saw last time out in stock was Ollie Payne pull away a little bit at the front, and Simon Lauter then caught him. Simon made a mistake, dropped back, and then drove all the way back up to Ollie again. So Simon Lauter looking like he's got a very, very fast car underneath him.
That was very impressive.
It was, and even more so when it's only the 4th ever meeting in 1/12.
Yeah, if only anyone else could be as fast in their 4th ever race in a class.
I think the very annoying thing is we've a lot of the guys running the same automatics car as Simon. They've all picked it up and looked over it. And they've all found things wrong with it. So people have been having to put wrong things onto their car to match what Simon's is doing.
Much scratching of heads.
Yes. So it's working, but no one's quite sure why. But yes, Simon's car very, very fast, and obviously an incredibly talented driver. So we'll be looking to see if Simon puts in any more appearances over the course of the year. And of course Frank is a fan because Simon is not wearing a black hoodie or
Simon
black
rocks not just a light colored hoodie, he's wearing a white hoodie today.
I mean, it's not really conducive to like tire truing with 1/12 scale. It's not
or sauce or grease or oils or anything like that.
Yeah.
But there he is.
There he is. And the fact it's still clean probably suggests that someone else is having a look over his car. It's,
possibly, but I don't know who else. I mean,
well, I mean,
there's no one that's like just a mechanic over there, is there?
There's not really. I mean, no, Max Mackler's working on a bunch of cars. Christian Donath's working on a bunch of cars. Simon is he's kind of able to work under limited instruction. So the team all pulling together, and it's worked well for them. They've got 5 cars in the A final in Spec. So I think there's 5 of those. I think there's 2 Schumachers and 3 X-Rays that have made the Spec A final.
All of these cars, of course, available, I'm sure, from ToniSport and or Schumacher, who are 2 of our sponsors this weekend. ToniSport is our title sponsor. Thank you very much to Tony and ToniSport. Obviously represented very well by Mark Reinhard, Tony's brother. And Schumacher Racing Cars, one of our gold sponsors, Lens Bodies, who, again, we spoke to Nicola earlier. He's representing Lens Bodies this weekend. Zen Racing, Dave Spachet's brand.
Yes.
Here.
In fact, Zen Racing, you can all of those cars available from Zen Racing too.
There you go.
And you can get Lens Bodies from them as well. So it's a one-stop shop for you.
I'm sure you can get all the stuff as well from RCXX Shop, as well as the Montec and Hobbywing Products, who are also
Absolutely
the rest of our sponsors, bringing you this free all weekend long.
Martin Huddy leading away. Martin is currently, I think he's locked into the A final pretty well. Martin is, what is he, 7th overall, I believe. So fairly sure he's locked in. Yeah, Martin Huddy 7th overall in modified with 17 points. What's he got? A 4, a 6, and a 7. I don't think he's going to get bumped from there. 17 points? Who's behind him? Like Rene Doctor is BQ currently with 29 points. Rene's not going to get to him. Martin Huddy looking pretty safe in there. Rosario Guillermo, he's got a 5, a 7, and an 8. He's looking fairly comfortable. Marcus Mobers, 7, 7, and an 8. I don't think he's got to look too far behind him either. I think it's looking fairly locked in. Thomas Liptak might have a bit of a battle on his hands with Rene Doctor. Thomas Liptak running in front of this heat. I wonder if Martin Huddy knows that actually Thomas Liptak needs a good score. The two Slovakians circulating out in front. So Thomas Liptak, the green car just behind Martin Huddy as they come out onto the main straight. So he's now second position, is Thomas Liptak. So that wasn't Martin Huddy being nice. That was actually Thomas just edging in front of him. But I do kind of wonder if Martin's half aware of it at this stage. Martin doesn't need the points, Thomas does. Would he, on the last lap, maybe give up the position if Thomas is floating about? Probably a little bit early to tell. Running with Thomas Liptak in second place at the moment. He is currently about 6/10 off the back of Martin Huddy.
So just while we have a little bit of a lull in the action on track, just to let people know that we will be live from about 8:30 Central European time tomorrow for the finals day. And hopefully we won't, cross your fingers, please, everyone at home, and I hope that we don't have to do multiple live streams tomorrow, because that will mean various technical things have fallen apart.
Yep.
But yeah, so 8:30, 8:36 is the start of the finals. There are controlled practice finals before that, but only for the A finalists. We won't show those, but we'll try to catch. We'll try to be on air by the time the mod final A practice is on. But obviously, there's they might come off, change tires, and who knows what they're going to do. So it's not really something that we intensely follow because we don't know what they're changing or doing. But
well, I think everybody's desperately trying not to win the practice final. That's kiss of death for any racer. That any true racer knows that winning the practice final seals a disaster of a day for you. But yeah, two finals in the morning. We'll then have an hour lunch break, and then we go into the last round of finals for the afternoon. So best 2 from 3 finals. Be interesting to see. Obviously, the TQ guys, and we're about to decide who TQ in modified is going to be. They'll be wanting to seal the deal before lunch and get 2 round wins in.
And have a nice lunch.
Have a nice lunch.
Relaxing lunch with some adult beverages, and not have to race the third final. So the times are all available on the EFRA.ws website. There's an official timetable there. We are running just a few minutes behind that, usually by midday, but it's not a big deal. The great thing is that you actually know the time that everything's meant to start, which is great. So yeah, that's you can check that out on MyRCM or EFRA.ws for a PDF download, and you can take that around with you so that you can catch everything on live. And I guess, well, we already talked about the possibilities and stuff, didn't we? So just recently. So yeah.
Yeah, there's a few different permutations. I think we kind of know kind of what we're looking at. We've got Alex Hagberg, we've got Ollie Payne and Michael Olowski that can TQ. I think we're going to be all sort of fingers and thumbs. The easiest thing is if Michael Olowski checks out at the front, because then I'm going to know more where I am. Graham Roberts saying hi again. Hello, Graham. Good to see you joining us. Martin Huddy leading this one round. We're running, I think we've got a car of Thomas Liptak, but see if we can pick up Martin Huddy. There we go. He's the all-white coloured car. He's about 3 seconds now in front of Thomas Liptak. Martin looking fairly solid in the A final. Pretty well locked in. He's in 7th place currently overall at the moment. Should be pretty comfortable. Don't think anybody can knock him out. Thomas Liptak in a little bit of danger, but Marcus Mobers in 9th currently with 22 points, and then I think Thomas has got 28 behind him, so Thomas would need a really good round score to be able to jump up anywhere near Marcus. So Marcus won't have too much of an eye behind him. He'll be looking forwards, and that 9th place should lock him in. See if he's any more circumspect around other cars on the track. He had a bit of a coming together with Ollie Payne after he got crossed up in that chicane under the driver's rostrum.
Which he did get a talking to from, not a stern talking to, but just a...
I think he was reminded of his responsibilities as a driver, that you should give the leader space, and give the leader a little bit more space. Obviously, hugely frustrating for Ollie. That kind of, but anything that you do, you're never going to give that time back to Ollie. That's always the problem. It's a little bit easier in a final, maybe, that you can reverse positions. But in qualifying, when it's all time-based, not an awful lot that you can do about that, really. Martin Huddy leading this one. Last minute of driving for him on the track today. Thomas Liptak running in 2nd place. Marcus Andreasen in 3rd position. Marcus having made the A final in Spec. So good job from Marcus, making final in both classes, or being towards the sharp end in both classes. Lewis Parker gets out of the way of Martin Huddy. Okay, all set then for the top heat. This the last 8 minutes of running for the day. So again, thank you to the event sponsors: ToniSport, Schumacher, Lens Bodies, Zen Racing, RCXX Shop, Montec and Hobby Wing for helping us to bring you this coverage. All the debriefs going on, coulda, woulda, shoulda stories. So who have we got? Michael Olowski, Ollie Payne, Alex Hagberg. Any one of them can TQ. Jan Rathajski, Mark Reinhard, Alessio Mazzio, Rosario Guillermo, Marcus Mobers, and Rene Doctor. Drivers all out on the circuit. Michael Olowski will lead away from Ollie Payne from Alex Hagberg. Alex probably slightly surprised to take the round last time after Ollie had his little coming together with Marcus. Everybody just getting this last feel of what's underneath them, how they're thinking about the cars. As Alex Hagberg was saying earlier when we had a bit of a chat with him, it's they're starting just to, the cars aren't necessarily getting any better, they're just getting a bit of a feel of how to manage them and how to drive them better over 8 minutes.
10, 9, 8, 7,
Michael Olowski going to lead off then.
4,
The white car in the front of shot. So Michael's car already looks a little bit twitchy, a little bit sketchy, but he knows what he needs to do. Remember, with these guys, these modified class cars, the 1 second gap on the split, it's a bigger distance on track. Michael Olowski already closing in on the rear of Rene Doctor, I believe. So the two white cars together down the main straight. Rene jumps out the way. So it's now the lead of the two white cars. And there's a further white car. Oh, I think that's Rosario Guillermo, who has just got out of the way. So now Marcus Mobers. And he gets out of the way exactly in the place where he caught Ollie Payne. Still Michael Orlowski leading on track. Mark Reinhard leading on the clock. Let's see if we can find Mark. He's just entering the main straight now. Orlowski from Reinhard from Ollie Payne. This is the car of Mark Reinhard we're running with. Leading now by 0.4 of a second. Mark starting a little bit further down the order, so it's taking a little bit of time for him to jump up. I don't think Mark can do the overall TQ, although if he wins this, it will have an impact because he will be, what would that do? That would get him 0.006. That could get him third on the grid. And it would also deny, it would seal it for Michael Orlowski because it would stop anybody else reaching Michael Orlowski's point score. So Michael Orlowski will be cheering on Mark Reinhard if he can't win this one himself. So Reinhard leading this one from Ollie Payne by a couple of tenths. Starting to get very tense out there. Tony Wade saying, come on, Ollie. Absolutely. Mark just squeezes through on the inside of Rosario Guillermo. Just looking at the overalls and what zero would move Ollie into TQ. So opportunity possibly for Ollie to TQ this one. That would bump him up in front of the score Michael Orlowski's managed. Yeah, let's see if we can pick up the car of Ollie. He is the white and red coloured car. He is just under the driver's rostrum now. There we go. Ollie flicks it sideways off the end of the main straight. He's pushing hard as he tries to close in on the back of his teammate. He's really giving it everything off the end of the main straight. Let's have a look at the times overall. Ollie is in front of Michael Orlowski by about 2 tenths. Just coming in towards half distance of the run. Just waiting for the times to update as they cross the line. Michael Orlowski currently leading this one now by about 3 tenths. But really close between Orlowski, Reinhard and Payne. Orlowski and Payne doing battle for the TQ. That wasn't the car of Michael Orlowski, that was the car of Rene Doctor that he's just passed. Just saw a flying white car out of the corner of my eye, but that was Guillermo Rosario, or Rosario Guillermo. Wasn't one of the lead cars that we're watching. Thought it could have been Michael Orlowski. Orlowski leading this one at the moment, doing what he needs to. He is, with 3 minutes remaining, Michael Orlowski heading for a faster time than Ollie Payne and Mark Reinhard. Super, super close though. In fact, Mark Reinhard now looks like he's moving to the front of the pack. So Mark can't take TQ himself, but he can affect the outcome of it. Ollie Payne really needs to TQ this one. Alex Hagberg not a million miles off either. 2.5 minutes left. It's Reinhard from Orlowski from Payne. We're running with the car of Ollie Payne. Hagberg's been off the track. So Alex Hagberg is out of it. He made a mistake coming onto the straight. 2 minutes left. Just looking at the overalls, it is Reinhard leading from Orlowski, leading from Payne. 47 lap runs coming together for Reinhard and Orlowski. Reinhard looking like he is the quicker car. We've picked him up now. So we're going to see if we can run for home with Mark Reinhard. And this would seal the TQ for his great friend Mikhail Orlowski. And it should get Mark, I think that would get him third on the grid overall. So Mark Reinhard, familiar race paint, white, blue and pink body shell. 1 minute remaining. We're running with Mark Reinhard at the moment. He's trying to chase down the car of Ollie Payne. Ollie will see him out of the corner of his eye. Know that he's coming, know that he's charging. And Orlowski ends up on his... Orlowski's ended up on his roof. So I think that is going to put Reinhard most definitely out in front. It's what it does to the drivers behind him. Mark Reinhard is going to take this one with 30 seconds left, provided he has no mistakes. Just have a look as they cross the line. Orlowski moving to the top, but then Reinhard returns to the top. Going to be very, very close. There's like 2.5 tenths between Orlowski and Payne. But Mark Reinhard looking set to take this one. It's going to be the last lap, maybe not the last lap for Mark. Mark potentially going to make the extra lap. So Mark does make the extra lap there, as does Orlowski. So Reinhard and Orlowski both make it on to the 47th lap. So Mark Reinhard going to take that one from Michael Orlowski. Mark, intense stare there for him. And Ollie Payne sort of traipsing off the rostrum. Mark Reinhard taking that one from Michael Orlowski. We're just going to have a look and see what that's done to the overalls for the modified class. Pretty sure we've got Michael Orlowski on pole position. Mark Reinhard's going to have dropped one of his sixes, so he'll end up on 6 points with a 0, a 0 and a 6. I think that's only going to get him fourth on the grid, you know. But I think Michael Orlowski we are looking at as TQ. So there we go. So we have that confirmed. Michael Orlowski is TQ from Ollie Payne. Alex Hagberg will start in third position. Mark Reinhard will be starting fourth, having taken 2 of the last 4 rounds. So 2 round wins for Michael Orlowski, 1 round win for Ollie Payne, 1 round win for Alex Hagberg, 2 round wins for Mark Reinhard. Alessio Mazzio makes the main. His first 112 scale Euros. Jan Rathajski's made it in, as has Martin Huddy. Guillermo Rosario is in there, as is Marcus Mobers, and Thomas Liptak sneaks in with a 7th in round in that last round, so that gets him in at the expense of Rene Doctor, who is your BQ man. Marcus Andreasen misses out on a double A final. Michael Orlowski then, TQ.
Yeah, very good. We will be talking to him. We will have a press conference interview, as I just saw Simon Lauter congratulating Macau. So you can watch those interviews on the EFRA Facebook page or the RC Racing TV YouTube channel. And with that, we will wrap up the coverage for today. Remember, we will be back at around 8:30. But we do want to remind you that our title sponsor for this entire weekend has been ToniSport.de. You can find all the great racing brands on there, and also Schumacher Racing, Lens Bodies, Zen Racing, RCXX Shop, Montec, and Hobby Wing. So we want to thank all of our great sponsors for providing this coverage for you. Again, find us tomorrow. Just subscribe, hit the bell, follow us on Facebook, and we will see you tomorrow.